Have you ever felt that the world around you speaks a language you no longer understand? That superficial conversations, empty ambitions, hasty judgments, all seem like distant noise, unable to touch the essence of what you've become? If so, you are not alone. There is a silent journey many of us walk, an awakening that subtly separates us from the majority. It is the journey of consciousness, where each step reveals truths that, at times, are best kept to ourselves. How many times have you seen yourself reflected in a broken mirror, not of glass, but of others' perceptions? How often have you tried to explain the inexplicable, to share the depth of your soul, only to be met with skepticism, misunderstanding, or even a subtle dismissal? This isn't about arrogance, it's about the profound isolation that can accompany genuine spiritual growth. The very things that define your new understanding, your newfound peace, or your unique insights can become vulnerabilities when exposed to those who aren't ready to see them. Carl Jung, a pioneer in understanding the human psyche, knew this truth intimately. He understood that certain aspects of our inner world, especially those born from deep introspection and spiritual awakening, are sacred. They are not meant for casual display or validation. To reveal them prematurely or to the wrong ears can dilute their power, invite negativity, or even set back your own progress. It's a delicate balance, the desire to connect, to share, versus the wisdom of protecting your most precious inner landscape. If you've ever felt this tension, this quiet struggle to navigate a world that doesn't quite grasp your evolving truth, then this series is for you. We're going to explore 5 profound insights that, according to the wisdom of Carl Jung and countless spiritual traditions, are best kept close to your heart. These aren't secrets of shame, but treasures of self-discovery. Before we dive deeper into these powerful truths, if this resonates with you, if you're on this path of awakening and seeking guidance, please consider subscribing to our channel. Join our community of seekers who understand the power of inner work and the importance of protecting our spiritual journey. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss the next chapters in this essential exploration. We'll uncover the very first thing you should never reveal and why its protection is paramount to your spiritual integrity. We touched upon the profound isolation that can accompany genuine spiritual awakening, the quiet struggle to navigate a world that doesn't always grasp our evolving truth. We hinted at the wisdom of Carl Jung, who understood that certain aspects of our inner world are sacred, not meant for casual display or validation. Now, let's delve into the very first thing you should never reveal, a truth so fundamental to your spiritual integrity that its protection is paramount, the specific, deeply personal direction and ultimate goals of your spiritual journey. This isn't about keeping secrets out of malice or fear, but out of a profound understanding of energetic preservation and the delicate nature of nascent spiritual aspirations. When you embark on a spiritual path, whether it's a quest for enlightenment, a deep dive into self-actualization, a commitment to a specific meditative practice, or a unique interpretation of universal truths, you are setting an intention. This intention, especially in its early stages, is like a tender seedling. It needs fertile ground, consistent nourishment, and protection from harsh elements. The harsh elements here are often the well-meaning but ultimately disruptive opinions, doubts, and projections of others. Consider the energy involved in manifesting any goal, spiritual or otherwise. It begins with a thought, an intention, which then gathers momentum through focused attention and belief. When you prematurely vocalize the intricate details of your spiritual direction, perhaps your aspiration to achieve a certain state of consciousness, your unique understanding of the divine, or the specific practices you're undertaking to get there, you open it up to external influences. These influences, even if benign, can subtly dilute your focus, introduce seeds of doubt, or even unconsciously siphon off the energetic momentum you're building. Jung's work on the individuation process speaks volumes to this. Individuation is the journey of becoming one's whole, unique self, integrating conscious and unconscious aspects. It's an intensely personal and often solitary path. To articulate the precise contours of this deeply personal journey to others, especially those who are not on a similar path or lack the capacity for deep empathy in this realm, is to invite external frameworks onto an internal process. They might offer advice based on their own limited experiences, project their fears onto your aspirations, or simply fail to grasp the profound, often ineffable nature of what you're striving for. This can lead to self-doubt, a feeling of being misunderstood, or even a subtle shift in your own conviction as you try to reconcile your inner truth with external expectations. Furthermore, their revealing your spiritual direction can inadvertently invite comparison and competition, even if unintended. Others might consciously or unconsciously measure their own path against yours, or you might find yourself subtly seeking their approval or validation. True spiritual growth, however, is an inward journey, not an outward performance. Its fruits are for your own soul, not for external applause. The moment you begin to seek external validation for your spiritual progress, you risk losing touch with its authentic, intrinsic value. Think of it this way. A master craftsman doesn't announce every intricate detail of their masterpiece before it's complete. They work diligently, often in solitude, allowing the vision to unfold and solidify. Only when the work is mature and robust is it presented to the world. Your spiritual path is your masterpiece in progress. Its delicate early stages require the sanctity of your own inner space. Protect the sacred blueprint of your spiritual direction. Let it grow strong and resilient within you, guided by your own intuition and inner wisdom, before you consider sharing its fully formed beauty. This protection is not about secrecy, it's about sovereignty over your most profound inner work. It's about ensuring that your spiritual compass remains true, unswayed by the winds of external opinion. We will explore the second crucial aspect that, once awakened, should be guarded with equal diligence, a truth that speaks to the very core of your evolving identity. We've explored the profound wisdom in safeguarding the unique direction of your spiritual journey, understanding that its nascent energy requires protection from external influences. Now, let's turn our attention to another deeply personal aspect that, once truly understood and integrated, is best kept within the sanctuary of your own being. The specific, often raw and vulnerable, details of your personal struggles and the quiet internal victories you achieve over them. This might seem counterintuitive in a world that often champions vulnerability and sharing. And indeed, there is immense power in sharing our stories, in finding connection through common human experience. However, there's a crucial distinction to be made, especially for those on a path of spiritual awakening. We are not talking about general empathy or seeking support when genuinely needed. We are talking about the tendency to expose the intricate, often painful, processes of your inner battles and the subtle, profound shifts that mark your triumphs, particularly when these experiences are still tender or deeply personal. When you are spiritually awake, your struggles take on a different dimension. They are no longer just external challenges or emotional upsets. They become crucibles for growth, opportunities for shadow work, and catalysts for deeper self-understanding. The way you navigate anxiety, overcome a limiting belief, forgive a past wound, or integrate a difficult truth about yourself is an intensely alchemical process. Thus, it involves a unique interplay of your conscious will, your unconscious patterns, and the emerging wisdom of your higher self. To articulate these intricate processes, especially while they are still unfolding or immediately after a breakthrough, can be akin to pulling a plant out of the soil to show its roots before it has fully blossomed. Carl Jung understood the power of the unconscious and the deeply personal nature of psychological integration. He knew that true healing and growth often occur in the quiet chambers of the soul, away from the gaze of others. When you prematurely share the intimate details of how you are wrestling with your inner demons, perhaps a deep-seated fear, a persistent self-doubt, or a complex family dynamic you are trying to transcend, you risk several things. You might invite unsolicited advice that doesn't align with your unique path. Or worse, you might receive pity or judgment that undermines your own sense of agency and resilience. The energy of your struggle, which is meant to be transmuted internally, can become dissipated or externalized, making the internal work harder. Similarly, the quiet victories, the moments of profound insight, the sudden release of an old pattern, the feeling of deep peace after a period of turmoil, are often delicate. They are internal validations, sacred confirmations of your progress. To immediately broadcast these triumphs can inadvertently diminish their intrinsic value. The satisfaction of true spiritual victory comes from within, not from external applause. When you seek external recognition for these internal shifts, you subtly shift the locus of your power from your inner self to the opinions of others. This can create a dependency on external validation, which is antithetical to genuine spiritual sovereignty. These internal battles and their subsequent resolutions are your personal mythology in the making. They are the stories your soul tells itself to understand its own strength and evolution. They are the lessons learned in the deepest parts of your being, lessons that are often ineffable and lose some of their potency when translated into words for an external audience. Protect these sacred narratives. Allow them to fully integrate within you to solidify your inner foundation before considering if and how they might be shared. The true power of your transformation lies not in its public declaration, but in its profound and lasting impact on your inner landscape. There is a profound strength in holding these experiences close, allowing them to shape you from the inside out. This quiet strength, this inner knowing, becomes a bedrock of your awakened self. It allows you to move through the world with a deeper sense of self-possession, unburdened by the need for external interpretation of your most intimate journey. This self-possession, this quiet confidence born from internal mastery, is a powerful force. It is this very force that we will explore next, as we uncover another crucial aspect of your awakened self that demands careful protection. We've journeyed through the wisdom of safeguarding the sacred aspects of your awakened self, from the unique direction of your spiritual path to the intimate details of your struggles and victories. Now, we arrive at the fifth and final truth that, once truly cultivated, is best held close to your heart. The subtle, yet profound workings of your evolving intuition and the specific guidance you receive from your inner wisdom. As you awaken spiritually, your connection to your intuition deepens. It's no longer just a gut feeling. It becomes a clear, resonant voice, a subtle knowing, or a series of synchronistic events that guide your decisions, illuminate your path, and reveal deeper truths. This inner guidance is your most precious compass, uniquely calibrated to your soul's journey. It speaks to you in a language only you can truly understand, often bypassing logical explanation or conventional reasoning. To prematurely or indiscriminately reveal the specific insights, premonitions, or intuitive nudges you receive can be incredibly disruptive to this delicate internal dialogue. When you share these intimate whispers of your soul with others, you expose them to external scrutiny, doubt, and rationalization. Even if well-intentioned, others might try to analyze, dismiss, or reinterpret your intuitive hits through their own filters of logic and experience. This can create static in your internal communication channel, making it harder for you to trust and discern your own inner voice. Carl Jung placed immense value on the wisdom of the unconscious and the importance of listening to one's inner world. He understood that true guidance often comes from beyond the ego, from the deeper layers of the psyche. To allow external opinions to override or dilute these internal messages is to surrender your sovereignty over your own spiritual navigation. Your intuition is a muscle. It strengthens with use and trust. Every time you act on an intuitive hit, even a small one, and it proves to be correct, you build confidence in this inner faculty. Conversely, every time you allow external doubt to sway you from your intuitive knowing, you weaken that muscle. Furthermore, your intuition often provides guidance that is specific to your unique path and timing. What feels right for you might make no sense to someone else, and that's perfectly okay. The purpose of this inner guidance is not to be universally understood or validated, but to lead you towards your highest good. To explain or justify every intuitive decision to others can be exhausting and ultimately unnecessary. It can also lead to a feeling of needing external permission for your internal truths, which is antithetical to spiritual freedom. Protecting your intuition means creating a sacred space for it to flourish. It means listening intently, trusting deeply, and acting courageously on its guidance, even when it defies conventional wisdom. This doesn't mean you become isolated or never seek counsel. It means you learn to discern whose input genuinely serves your highest good and whose might inadvertently interfere with your unique inner compass. Embrace the quiet power of your evolving intuition. Let it be your secret guide, your most trusted advisor. As you cultivate this inner connection, you will find yourself moving through life with greater clarity, purpose, and an unshakable sense of knowing. This journey of awakening is a profound gift, and the wisdom of knowing what to protect is a cornerstone of its integrity. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the wisdom of Carl Jung and the art of spiritual self-preservation. If these insights have resonated with you, and you're ready to continue exploring the depths of spiritual awakening, make sure to watch our next video. It's appearing on your screen right now. Click on it to continue your journey with us.